Taal Volcano, one of the world's smallest volcanoes but also among the world's deadliest, is found in the province of Batangas, Philippines. It seems to be floating in the middle of a lake which bears the same name. This lake was called Bombon during the Spanish colonial era in the Philippines, but in the present day is known as Taal Lake. The lake is believed to be the caldera formed by huge eruptions between 500,000 to 100,000 years ago. Its major eruption in the year 1754 closed off a channel that linked what is now Taal Lake to Balayan Bay. The eruption lasted from May to early December of that same year. Its last major eruption, which was in January 2020, caused widespread destruction in the entire province of Batangas. Taal Volcano is but part of a chain of still-active quaternary, in geologic terms, some 2.5 million years ago to the present, volcanism called the Bacolod Corridor. This corridor is some 40 kilometers wide, the northern edge of which runs from Tagaytay Ridge to the Hala-Hala Peninsula that juts into Laguna Lake from Rizal Province, while its southern edge runs from Batangas Bay to Mount Banahao in the province of Laguna. This corridor is, in turn, part of a chain of volcanoes, approximately 1,200 kilometers in length, that arcs all the way from Taiwan in the north to the south of the island of Mindoro in the Philippines. It is made up of two volcanotectonic decompressions or calderas, a scattering of stratovolcanoes, and more than 200 scoria cones and maars. A caldera is a large cauldron-like hollow on the ground surface that was formed after the collapse through a major eruption of a chamber where the magma, hot fluid or semi-fluid from which lava forms after it cools, had pushed up from deep inside the earth. The two calderas along the Bacolod Corridor are Taal Lake and Laguna Lake. A stratovolcano, meanwhile, is a large mound of earth made up of accumulated layers of viscous lava and tephra, fragments and particles of rock. Because the lava is more viscous than in other volcanoes and effectively acts as plugs, which allow gas pressure to build up, the eruptions of stratovolcanoes tend to be very explosive. In the Bacolod Corridor, the more prominently known stratovolcanoes are Mounts Banahao and Makiling in the province of Laguna, and the Mount Malapuno range just east of Lipa City in Batangas. However, in Batangas alone, there are several other stratovolcanoes considered either inactive or potentially active by the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, PHIVOLCS, Mount Panay on the southern edge of the Kalumpang Peninsula, Mount Pinamucan near the southeastern end of Batangas Bay, Mounts Pico del Oro, Batulao, and Cariliao near the Nasugbu-Cavite boundary, and of course Mount Bacolod, or Maculot as it is known locally, in Cuenca, Batangas, after which the entire corridor has been named. A maar is a broad and shallow, coneless crater filled in over time with water to become a lake. The Sampaloc Lake in San Pablo City is a good example of this type of volcano. Scoria or cinder cones, on the other hand, are mounds of earth or hills generally less than 300 meters in height. Most maars and scoria cones are considered monogenetic. In other words, they erupt only once and after doing so become extinct. As mentioned, there are more than 200 scoria cones along the Bacolod Corridor. Examples of these in the province of Batangas are Anilao Hill in Lipa City, Bigain Hill in San Jose, Soro Hill in Batangas City, and Tombol Hill in Rosario. All are considered to be extinct volcanoes. No discussion on volcanism in Batangas will ever be complete without touching on the famous Taal volcano, known for its scenic beauty when it rests, and also for its destructiveness when it is agitated. The volcano is anything but simple. Its caldera has been filled in with water over time and is commonly known as Taal Lake. All of the volcano's eruptions in its recorded history, totaling almost 40, making it the second most active in the Philippines, have come from vents or eruptive centers within a 5-kilometer circumference from what is called the main crater island inside Taal Lake. These eruptive centers, or potential eruption vents, had previously been identified by FIVOLCS. The main crater island, Binintiang Malaki, also known as the fake volcano, as it is frequently the postcard face of the volcano, Binintiang Munti, Pirapiraso, and off Kalawit Point. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the volcanism of Batangas province. It's a subject that's both humbling and awe-inspiring. If you found this fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Until next time, stay curious.